Liddy, we live. Alright, okay, Larry. There you are. So, at the bottom, it should say, let's see. Oh, it's saying you're unavailable. See now, still. At the bottom, it should tell you to send a request to join. At the very bottom, you might have to scroll up a little bit. Trying to send it as well, and it's discriminating. I'll tell you, people, Cuomo spares no day to hate on Larry. Believe that shit. That bomb. What up to everybody in the comments section here? Getting in. We're just waiting for the censorship to finish. At the bottom, Larry, it should say, you're gonna have to scroll up a little bit, and it should say request to join. Yeah, we got gang up in here. Wow, this guy. Cuomo is hating hard body, people. So bear with us. Bear with us. Right at the what? Oh, the discrimination. Oh, yeah. Gang. Let's get it, yeah, B. You know, we gotta put this work in, know what I mean? If we don't, then we all fucked. I'm just trying to get Larry on, people. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we got it. Oh, wow. Larry, sorry, I gotta put you on blast on this one. That's what it's telling me. You gotta connect to Wi-Fi real quick and update your Instagram app. That's what it's telling me here as I am sending you the request to join. Wow, people. The hate. The hate is real. Really real. Yeah, Z Dot will not be here with us this evening, but he is here with us in spirit. God bless my brother. Bear with me, folks. Larry, so it's saying at the bottom, you gotta update your Instagram real quick. Hello? Hello? was strange. Yeah, we just need him to update his Instagram app. Oh man, all these fucking updates. And if y'all notice, like, they've actually fucked a lot of things up with these updates. Yo, gang was goody. Yeah, Larry, update your Instagram app. These people are censoring us. Either that or they trying to monitor us, and the only way to monitor us is by having us on the latest edition of Instagram use. Okay, people. He just messaged, so he's doing it now. Liddy on that. In the meanwhile, I hope everybody's doing amazing this evening. For those who are here right now, God bless y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of The Fix for New York. Know what I mean? Yeah, we're just waiting for Larry to conduct that update. It's always something, man. Cuomo does not sleep. And yeah, since I got y'all here and shit, if y'all have any questions, please, cause I do not want to miss anybody's questions. So please, at the bottom where you type your comments at, there is a bubble with a question mark inside of it. Press that if you want to type in any questions you might have. This is not me trying to be obnoxious or anything. It's just it's hard to keep up with the regular comments, and the bubble is free, so that's a good part. And it alerts us like, oh look, question, and all that. So please utilize that. Oh shit. We got some good people up in here. Oh shit. Shout out to my motherfucking cousin in the building this evening. Love you, prima. Haha. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Larry to conduct the update. Even with the advancement of technology, we do have our hiccups as well. And it's all about overcoming these hiccups. Even when you catch the hiccups on some regular shit, you know, like you figure out how to get rid of them. You can hold your breath. You can have somebody scare you. You could try not to think about them and calm your breathing as well. Boom, there we go. So, boom. All right, it's lit. And people, now it's official. Welcome back to the Fix for New York podcast. I am one half of the show, your boy, Catch First. Catch me on this particular Instagram. Thanks to a bunch of MAGA-tards who reported me on my personal Instagram. Appreciate that a lot. You guys talk about cancel culture, but y'all turn around and do the exact same thing, which I find hilarious. For those wondering, my co-host Z-Dot will not be here with us this evening, but again, he is here with us in spirit. Shout out to the brother. But who we do have here this evening is a man that has brought about a massive awareness in the liberty movement, in the Libertarian Party, in urban United States as a whole. When you hear his name, all that you think about is freedom, a great time, making money, and enjoying your life. The one and only Larry motherfucking Sharpe, people.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you perfectly fine. I think that the Cuomo censorship is officially over. We combated it. Know what I mean?
We're in, man. We are in. I love it.
And you see, that right there is a living, real-time example of what us libertarians are about. We came across a problem. We didn't get emotional about it. We instead looked for how to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, Larry,
Absolutely.
thanks for taking the time this evening. You're a very busy man. And even though, thank you so much, you always do your best to make time for me. I still do my best to respect your time and all that. That's why I like organizing things, because I've seen you and your phone. I want to call it, a A-bomb is constantly blowing up, ding, 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 ding. It sounds like a pinball machine times 20 and shit. So I'm just like, man, like I take it into heavy appreciation that you do take the time as well. And we got some subjects to touch here tonight that I truly believe, I'm confident once people listen, and even if they play it back 2 or 3 times, they'll instantly not only turn libertarian, but lose any type of fear that they have. Because that's one thing that's killing us. It's killing us, on a global scale, with the whole C-19 and all that. Everybody's out here on some. And we got to remove that from people, So, thank you for being here this evening. And I want to give you a little bit more merit before
Ooh, you gave me a lot already. I bet now I got to do like magic. You give me so many good
Nah,
good info. I got to do a magic trick or something.
Simply because anytime I've thought about giving up in anything, I'm always like, yo, Larry was born into basically orphanhood, made zero excuses, took the wheel of his life, and decided to say, boom, I'm gonna take off with this. So that right there has always not only maintained but constantly reignited the flame inside of me. And then when I share your story with my fellow young men, they're just like, yo, word, like instead of me bitching and complaining, let me count my blessings that I have right now and try to figure out how I could solve the problems that I'm currently facing. And I saw that comment, by the way. New York City is not full of sheep. We got to get rid of that mentality. That is a self-destructive mentality when we approach things in such a manner. We have to figure out how to make connections with people. And let me tell ya, I'm a constitutional libertarian like a motherfucker. But one thing I do have a lot of success in is bringing in the left, which is more of the emotional side, more of the quote-unquote sheep side, even though the right is a bunch of bootlicking bums. But yeah, Larry, like you're an inspiration to us all. Thank you for being here. And but before anything, how's your day been?
It has been insanely crazy, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. This is my fourth thing I'm doing today. I did 2 shows, and that I did myself. My radio show at noon, then my show at 7, your show at 10, and then another show at 3. Radio show at 4. I'm sorry.
At 4 p.m. or a.m.?
I did 4 p.m. I did a radio show at 4 p.m.
I thought you was gearing up.
I hosted a radio show at noon. I was a guest on a radio show at 4. I hosted my podcast at 7, and now I'm on your podcast at 10. So I'm staying busy.
Gotta love it. And see what I mean when you talk about like, oh, now you gotta do magic. Like you're magic in the flesh, Larry.
I love that. But look, the most important piece that I want to make sure we're getting across here is we have to keep moving.
Yep.
We have so much, there's so much against us. It can be overwhelming. I know that every day, or at least every week, if not every day, people in New York particularly are saying, why bother? Look, I'm just going to leave. It doesn't make any sense. I can't do this anymore. I know they think that. I think it too. I'm human like anybody else. We got to realize, though, this didn't happen overnight. If it happened overnight, we would have fought it. Don't forget that idea. If it would have happened overnight, we would have fought it. But it didn't happen overnight. It happened slow, and there was always some fear. Oh, don't worry. It's because of this thing to make you afraid, so we're going to take this away. And because of this thing, so we'll make you afraid, so we'll take this thing away. And before you know it, we found ourselves literally last year sitting in our homes, turning on the news or opening up our phone or looking on the computer and deciding, is my governor going to let me out today? Can I go to work today?
What a time to be alive.
That's what happened. I want everyone to understand something. While we think, no, Larry, it was COVID and it was COVID. And I'm not saying COVID-19 is not real. It is real. And it does hurt people, particularly those who are over 60 and have a pre-existing condition. It does hurt those people. But the majority of Americans, it's not that deadly. And more importantly, does that mean that the government now can lock us up in our homes for literally a year? Obviously, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
And I thought the answer was no. But it's yes.
Real quick, Larry. Pardon me to interrupt you. For those of you who have questions, I've seen about 2 question marks already. Please, please, please. There is a circle with a question mark at the bottom next to your comment bar. Press that first, please, because I do not want to miss anybody's questions. I want everybody's questions answered, but it's difficult to keep up with the regular comments and stuff like that. So please, if you have a serious question that you truly believe deserves a response, which I think anybody's question does, all we are asking, please utilize that bubble, which is one of the topics we're going to touch on later on. But yeah, how you said right now, this didn't happen overnight. And there's a saying in Spanish, no hay mal de cual bien no venga. There's no bad that won't create a good outcome. You know, because tough times create people who want to solve the issues like that. Those tough times are eliminated. 2 things. Number 1, if those who are unhappy choose to leave, guess what? That's even less people we got to worry about reaching out to get them to vote. That's less people taking up traffic as well. Number 2, if they choose to stay, they're going to look for another option besides the Democrat and Republicans. So it's a win-win either way. It's all about what we make of it. And wow, look at that. Okay, we have our first question right here. You people are great. All right, this was for you, Larry. Do you think that a blue state like New York can remove qualified immunity for negligent blue coats?
It's already happening. New York City's already doing it.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's already happening. I think we can. We're already doing it in New York City. It's already done. I think we'll cross the state. But the thing that bothers me is qualified immunity. Most people don't know this because now we're just mad about law enforcement. That goes to all government agents. So qualified immunity is for judges. It's for congressmen. It's for state assembly people. It's for cops. It's for everything. If you're going to end qualified immunity, just end qualified immunity. That's it. But there's a part that has to go along with it, right? The problem, the reason why so many municipalities don't want to end qualified immunity is because when you sue them, you wind up suing the city too. So everybody has to pay. Well, that's why you want to add along with that the idea of making cops the same as other professionals are. What does that mean? You have professional liability insurance. This is what doctors have. Lawyers have it. You know, any professional. I have it. I'm a consultant. Mine's called E&O, which is called Errors and Omissions Insurance. So it's kind of insurance that I have. If I screw up and you sue me, my insurance is going to deal with that issue. That's how it works, right? And so if each cop carries their own insurance, like so many of the professionals do, if the cop makes a mistake and he gets sued or whatever, the insurance pays. Right? We don't pay. The taxpayer doesn't pay for this. What does that do? That allows the government to go, you know what? Now, instead of trying to cover up or let somebody resign so I got to deal with it, instead the government's best interest is to get the truth. That's it. And that's all I want. I don't want to punish some good cop who just happened to make a mistake. I want to get rid of the bad cops who keep making mistakes. That's the issue. Now, if you make a mistake, what's the insurance company going to do? They're going to raise your rates. Now, if you just made a small mistake, yeah, it's just like if you're in a car accident, right? You get a small mistake, they raise your rates for a year or two, your rates go back down, you don't have no more accidents, life is good. But what happens if you keep making mistakes? Well, what happens is now all of a sudden your insurance rates go so high, you can't afford to be a cop anymore because your insurance rates are too high.
God. We want to get rid of
too many mistakes. Now the insurance companies won't even insure you. And if the insurance company won't insure you, now you can't be a cop. It is the easiest way to get the bad cops out without punishing the good cops. It's a savvy way that's being done throughout. It's how it works for doctors and lawyers. You screw up, you lose your doctor's license. If you can't get insurance as a doctor, then you can't open up a practice. Done deal.
Boom, there you go. And let me say, Me as a hardcore abolitionist, because I hold no bars. I fucking hate the blue coats with a passion, you know? But I am content with massive police reform as long as we are also restoring the constitutional republic. Because anytime I mention abolishment, right away these people shit their pants, and it's just like, yo, you're running on emotions. You feel me? You're running on emotions instead of even trying to think.
Part to this. You brought up a good point, but I want you to think of it from someone else's point of view, right? And I'll give you this. A story from Queens. It's from years ago. There was a woman who was being attacked and murdered in a street, and they were like, I forgot. I forgot. It's a popular story, but I've forgotten the numbers. I'm going to make them up just for the sake of the story. You know, like 8 people saw her, and they just watched her die because everybody thought somebody else was calling 911. And nobody was calling 911 because they thought everybody else was calling 911. And no one went to help her because you don't do that. You call 911. So people, libertarians tell me all the time, well, Larry, wouldn't you help somebody on the floor if you saw them? I don't know if I would because I might assume that someone's already called the ambulance. I'm trained, as so many Americans are, that you don't do stuff. You call people and they do stuff. That's been our culture for decades. So while I agree with you, we should be defending ourselves and helping ourselves out. There are a lot of communities now that haven't done that in more than one generation. And the institutional knowledge that you need in a community to do that is gone. So we really have to take some time to kind of re-institutionalize and get that knowledge back into those local communities so that they go, oh, you know what? I don't have to call the cops for every problem in my life. That's not required. But right now, that's how we've been taught. And most people, particularly in New York City, they call the cops on anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, you sneezed at me, I'm calling a cop. I see your dog.
Depending where you at, but yeah, right.
So we got to change that, right? Every time you add government, you by default remove community.
That's how it works. Exactly. I wanna add to that real quick. Look how you just mentioned we've created well, not even us, like the generations before us, because you're still very young yourself. Thank God. We need you alive for a very long time.
I'm not that young.
Oh man, you look wonderful for your age, and as long as you think it, as you shall be. Older generations got too comfortable with big government taking care of them, because how you said earlier, these things didn't happen overnight. They happened little by little. Shout out Anthony Calandro, who gave this metaphoric example. It's like a big chunk of cheese. They've been chipping away at it little by little, just slicing thin pieces that before you realize, oh shit, I'm disarmed, police state, and I'm getting arrested even for blinking wrong. You know?
Yep.
We have to take the steps now to correct the errors from the past. Nobody gets six-pack abs overnight, but you got to start doing your sit-ups, your leg lifts in order to get there eventually. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to start somewhere, you know? The petitioning point.
All the time, right? My number one goal right now is not to make America all of a sudden a free libertarian utopia. That's not my goal right now. Why? Because we're not even close to it. We're facing the opposite direction of freedom, and we're marching towards oligarchy and dictatorship. We're walking right towards that, and briskly smiling as we go down that road. All I want to do right now is just turn us around and face freedom. Let's do that first. Then we can decide how fast we're going to go. We're going to run. We're going to walk. Where we're going to stop. We can do all that later. First, just face it. And the way we face it is by letting most Americans know it's a better road. Right now, most Americans think the only road there is are the two that I think I'm on, but I'm really on one road. But I think I'm on two separate roads, the Democrat-Republican road, but both of them head down to one thing, oligarchy and dictatorship. Now, when the left goes down that road, it always sounds better because theirs always sounds nice because it's got prettier flowers on it. It says equality on it. It says nice things. The road's prettier if you're on the left, but it's going to the same place, right? If you go on the right, the road seems stronger and more righteous if you're on the right side. So it's a quicker road. It's a faster road. It's a nice, well-built road, but it still goes to the same place.
Because the thing the left has mastered, one thing the left has mastered is getting, control of people's, well, that too, yeah, getting control of their fake news. I hit the wrong sound. But actually getting control of their feelings, Oh,
Yes.
Cuomo's even censoring here. So they've been big on that. Um,
Yes.
to finish the statement I was making, we got to start in that path, and that corresponds into our very first topic of the evening, because we were just answering a question right there, which is the importance of voting, especially here in New York City. And like I said, if you're leaving, thank you. Now we have less people to reach out to. And if you're staying, thank you. We have a better option to provide you. When we choose not to vote, we're doing nothing but massive damage to ourselves. And for those who say, oh, voting ain't gonna change nothing, the system is rigged, yada, 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 I'm gonna tell you people, get that fear factor out of your system. Get that negative mindset out of your system, because as we acquire more quantity of voters, now we're also going to have people who want to be poll watchers, people who are going to hold the Board of Elections in each borough accountable. And when you see the quantity of people outside saying, I'm voting for such and such, then there's no way possible that another person could win. If you got 10,000 people who vote in a certain district or whatever, and 9,500 of them say we're voting for Larry, there's no way Larry lost that, because we have the visual proof. Look, everybody's walking around with a cell phone now. We could.
Yeah, but I want to go one step further.
Oh, please
I'm
do.
with you, but I want to go even further.
Please do.
Even if we don't win, just getting enough votes changes things. And let me tell you why it does. When I ran, I made impact, got ballot access, got over 100,000 votes. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if I had broken 10 or 15%. I still would have lost, but now the media would have said, this guy's real.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's real. Because the media only cares about number of votes or percentage of votes. They don't care my actual message. They don't care what I'm thinking. They don't care if I value. They go, he got that many votes. That means when we put him on TV, people are going to watch him, so we can now have ad revenue. That's all they care about. Mm-hmm. So if I'd have broken 10%, 15%, they go, that guy, oh yeah, we put him on, people watch, we get ad revenue. Which means I would be talking not only to you today, but I also be talking to ABC today, or Fox News today, or NBC today. So my message gets out more by getting more votes, even if I don't win. And so I don't win. Great. I get the message out. So now when Stacey Prussman runs, she gets more votes because I helped her, because I got more popularity.
Thank you. Right now, in urban society, the word itself, libertarian, is just being thrown around. Yo, I'm libertarian. I do whatever the fuck I want. That's the mindset right there. Literally, yo, I'm libertarian. I do whatever the fuck I want. If I'm not bothering you, don't bother me. Boom. That's impact right there. And a lot of that has to be, I've had people tell me, oh yeah, I've heard about Larry Sharpe. I've seen him on Hot 97 or on Rogan. I found out about Rogan via you, but a lot of people found out about you via Rogan. So it's always some type of victory happening regardless. Right now, we're seeing this growth. Within the city, we're in the lower thousands, but growing in comparison to 3, 4, 5 years back when we were only in the hundreds. And upstate New York, we're in the heavy thousands. Thank you, God. And shout out all the good people in upstate. So we're making it happen. Right now is not the time to have a negative mindset. We already have the lasagna prepared. Let's put this bitch in the oven and make it happen. You feel me? So right now, what we need from everybody is, please, it's free. Register to vote. Utilize the technological device you have in your hand right now and make the best of it. If you don't know how to, hit me up in the DMs, but very simple. How do I register to vote in New York? Boom, it's going to give you a link right there. As you and I were talking on the phone the other day, I'm paying parking tickets from my phone. I know I look young, thank God, but, I'm 32 going on 33 now. Remember, I was 14, 15. You would get ticketed for stupid shit. Oh, you hog spit in the street. you jaywalked, you were loitering, shit like that. I gotta go all the way downtown to pay a motherfucking ticket. The shit was annoying. If you're not there by a certain time, the shit's closed. Now right here, I could be making a protein shake. Oh yeah, I got a ticket. Boom. Utilize the technology. Let's get this word out. Voting is very important. And for those anarchists out there who say it's rigged, that there's no point, that if voting changed anything, it would be illegal. Guess what? If we don't do it, one, that's a default loss. Two, we're discouraging anybody from ever even running and sharing these ideas. So let's not walk around with that negative mindset. Right now, we're making impact. Right now, we got the world interested in us.
Let me talk to that anarchist, right? That person who's like, I don't want to vote. I don't care no more. I get it. I understand what you're saying. You're saying, I don't want to vote. Why bother? I'm going to go do me. I don't care about the rest. You know, I get that. But here's the reality. There are millions of New Yorkers who are going to vote, and they're going to vote your rights away. Mm-hmm. And you might not have agreed with those votes, but they're going to vote your rights away. And I know the response. My rights don't come from the people. They come from God. They come from the Constitution. I don't care where your rights come from. People with guns will come by and take them. That's how that works.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to get involved, other people are gonna vote your rights away. And when you fight them, people with guns are gonna come and take them. And you might think you're cool, and you might be cool, and maybe you could take out a couple guys, but you can't take out the literally dozens or hundreds they will send against you to stop you, because they can't have people like you not obey. That's not how it works.
Just like in Grand Theft Auto, once you start rebelling against, the infringement enforcers, they come in bigger numbers, and they send in helicopters and all that. I don't think we have any cheat codes. I can't fucking do something right now.
There's no cheat codes in real life. No. Exactly. And my point is, though, if we vote, and again, even if we don't win, obviously I want us to win. But even if we don't win, if our message gets out better now because some guy or some gal ran and made some impact, now you have the most important piece. You start having people decide, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to follow that rule. I'm not going to lock that guy up. I'm not going to do it. And eventually when more people do that, that's when we win.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's when we win.
And just to add to that, to put the stamp on that, the small steps we take today could be giant leaps tomorrow. George Washington had 2,000 Continental soldiers and a bunch of militiamen against 20,000 redcoats who were well fed, well catered to overall, and
well trained and well equipped.
Yep. Well trained, well equipped, and in hot pursuit of G-Dubs. He didn't quit. They ran him out of New York. You know what he did? He went and he strategized, and he came back with his, close to 3,000, and they whooped ass. How? Moving strategically, as we're trying to do right now. We inform borough by borough, and boom, we got this right now. We got the lasagna prepared. Let's put it in the oven and make it happen. And also,
I agree. And look, if you're going to use George Washington, remember something. The first battle he lost was here in New York. It was in Brooklyn. That's his first battle. It was called the Battle of Long Island, also known as the Battle of Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is on the island. And back then, New York was only Manhattan, and Brooklyn was Long Island. So they called it the Battle of Long Island. And he lost that battle. And you know what he did? He didn't quit. He withdrew. He regrouped, and he fought again.
Exactly.
And that's what we have to do. Exactly. That's what we have to do.
Look, right now, here in New York, they decriminalized marijuana to an extent, 3 ounces, right? The average hustler who's making 200 or 300 a day is moving QPs. Guess what? We still haven't gotten it fully, but we're taking the steps to get there. Let's finish the job. It's not, oh, we didn't get it full blown. It wasn't full blown libertarian. Snap out of that shit. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? At least we gotta start. Let's keep going, B. Y'all think I don't want to be walking around with a fucking ounce in my back pocket and with an AR-15 across that's matching what I'm wearing? Of course I do. I want to be more boogaloo than any one of you motherfuckers. I've been facing the fucking sweeps and stop and frisk since I was a Smurf. You feel me? If anybody is against that shit, it's me. But it's not gonna happen overnight. Right now, I want to get these 6-pack abs, but to this moment, I got 3.5, almost 4 solidly, like without having to flex. I'm almost there. If I stop right now, I'm guaranteed not to get them. But if I keep going, come June, come July, boom, I got them. That's the same mindset we gotta have for that. So we need y'all to vote. If you're leaving, take care. Just know if you continue to run, look at all the states, Florida, Virginia, Arizona, New Mexico, Idaho, that they have tried passing anti-2A infringements. Keep running.
No, I agree. And you know, look, I don't get mad at people for leaving. I'm with you. I don't. People got to do what's best for their family, for their life. I get that completely. You got to. All I'm saying is what happens in New York is coming to your state. Mm-hmm. So if you go someplace else, yeah, you bought yourself some time. You did. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10, but it's still coming to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Thank you. Let's win here. This has always been a land of the most fierce battles, the whole tri-state area. Let's finish off what the founders who established this constitutional republic started. So we got that point out the way. And if anybody has any further concerns or questions, you can hit me up. Larry, do they have the permission to hit you up?
Of course.
Okay. So we have 2 questions here. Let's see. And thank y'all for using the questions box. Highly appreciated. All right. So the first one is Joey Conde. How does NYC ever come back economically after the destruction the progressive leadership has created?
Yes, it is not going to be easy. That's a very good question. The only way we do this right, if to do it right, is going to be 2 things. Number 1, we have to support small businesses again. That is a critical aspect.
And all of y'all do it daily because y'all go to your local bodegas and your local barbershops.
Yes, but that not just us doing it, right? We have to, of course, but not just that. Government has to, and we're not. You remember all the bodegas had all of a sudden had no signs? Do you remember that? All of a sudden the bodegas started taking signs down. All of a sudden the bodega didn't have a sign anymore. All of a sudden the sign up top started going down. Why? Because the Department of Buildings changed rules on bodega signage. The bodegas couldn't afford it. So instead of leaving it up and getting a ticket they couldn't afford, and they couldn't afford to buy a new one, they took the sign off. And they had to hope that you figured out, remember, it was a bodega, and you would go there. And for most people in the neighborhood, they knew. But anybody new driving by? No tourists. They couldn't figure out what the hell it was. They started taking signs off. The state has to stop doing that. The city has to stop doing that. The city has to stop saying, I'm going to inspect you for every single thing I can possibly find and then fine you because I got to keep raising money. The city cannot use small business as a profit center. And they do. And if you had a small business in New York City, you know, when the health inspector's coming, you're paying. Doesn't matter what you do. You're paying, and you know you are. So there's people now that literally, and this is and you ask people who've done this, when the health inspector shows up, they walk up and they drop a $200. They drop two $200 bills. They drop them and go, oh my God, I found this book. Is this yours? That's the bribe. It's a guy goes, no, that's not mine. Okay, he's inspecting. Keep going. If he goes, yeah, I think that is. You got a clean bill of health. That's how it's working around here. Why would you do that? And also you got health inspectors who go by, can't find anything, call back to the office, say, can't find anything. Office says, find something.
Oh my God, the tyranny.
Office says, find something. You can't do that. But I'm not even done. You got to relax the licensing. You got to relax the licensing. You got to stop attacking the Uber and the Grubhub and the Seamless. You got to stop attacking the gig economy. The gig economy is how so many New Yorkers are hustling to make ends meet. It's how they're learning new skills. You got to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to support the small business owner, the entrepreneur. Let them go and do their work. You do that, the city can come back. But there's a second piece. The city's not going to, that's just for small business. Now for the bigger businesses.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to re-support the arts again. And Stacey Prussman talks about this all the time. And she's right. What is going to get New York to come back is not business again, not big business. Big business is gone, and it ain't coming back the same way. Finance is on its way out slowly. You've seen that happen too. It's been happening for years. It's going to be gone soon too. But what's not going to leave New York? Tourism and the arts, comedy, opera, classical music, those types of things, Broadway. That's not leaving New York. We got to go out of our way.
For peace.
Yeah, and they come here. People come here from literally thousands of miles away, come to New York City so they can see our culture and our arts. Mm-hmm. Now, you may not care about culture. I don't know what the individual person watching cares about or not, but you do care when tourists come and spend money in our city. Yeah, you do. So you know what? You might not care about the arts. Oh, you might, whoever's watching, whatever you think. But whether you like the arts or not, you need to support them because those arts are bringing in all the tourists who are putting out all that money. And that's helping us all out. So we have to support all of the arts, comedy, acting, Broadway, music, dance, everything, actual art, all that stuff, all the artists that come here. We got to support them like there's no tomorrow. So small business is that. Big business is supporting all the big deals like that. You do that, New York can come back. You don't do that, we're going to struggle. But to be forward, I don't think New York City's ever coming past 8 million people again. It was at 8.5 million. I think it will fall to about 7 million. That's my gut. I think it'll never come back up from about 7 million.
And that's fine, you know, a little less traffic. It's been a little bit more breathable driving around. Just a bit. The average New Yorker who drives around like myself caught on to it. It's like a little bit more space now. Also, to add to that, for anybody wondering, well, how do you get the city to stop doing that? Blah, blah. Simple. Vote, motherfucker. Pay attention to the actual candidates and vote for them. Turn off your feelings and start analyzing the people and their policies. And again, we have the technological devices within our hands at our disposal to review this stuff, you know?
I got to keep going on this one. You keep bringing it up, and you're right. And people say it's a wasted vote because they're not going to win. That isn't the point. I want them to win, and they can win. If they don't win, though, and I keep bringing up Stacey because she's running for mayor. If Stacey does well enough, right? If she does well enough, you know what she's going to do? She's going to be on the debate stage with Andrew Yang. If she's in the debate stage with Andrew Yang, because Andrew Yang ran for president and didn't even win the nomination, and he's still famous. So he wins the nomination for mayor. He's on the stage with her. This becomes a national race. National media will cover this. Mm-hmm. And she will be there talking about a libertarian message on a national debate stage. That's what we want. That makes impact. Now people see her. So even if she loses running for mayor, if she gets on that debate stage, you know what's going to happen in December, in January, and February next year? Media's going to start calling her saying, Miss Prussman, you actually ran for mayor. What do you think about Mayor Yang's, feelings or whatever the case he's doing? And now she's going to push that message again. Now it's going to be, though, on local TV. It's going to be on NBC. It's going to be on CBS. It's going to be on ABC. And they're going to hear it. If she runs again, she's got a chance of winning. If she doesn't run again, she still helped out everybody else who wants to run because she just made it better for all of us. This is why you vote.
Facts. All right, so since we cleared that up, we got another 2 questions here. Hold on. There's a good one here, but we're going to get back to it. I'm going to bring this one up right now, which is also a good one. Is there just one LP candidate for mayor, or is there 2?
There's only one who was endorsed by the Libertarian Party, only one. There are other people running independently, but the only one who has the Libertarian, who's been nominated by the Libertarian Party is Stacey Prussman.
Yep, and that's our girl. So the other question right here, what would Mr. Sharpe need from us New York Libertarians to induce him to consider running for governor again. Larry, before you answer that, let me touch on it real quick. Endorse Stacey as much as possible. If you're in New York State, come down as it starts getting warmer. We're gonna have events to like hand out flyers, have meet and greets, all that. I'm gonna work on getting some type of permit so we could do something in Van Cortlandt Park. And also donate $2. If all the thousands of libertarians in New York as a whole don't donate $2 or $3, bare minimum, we make massive impact. And that right there is gonna help us a lot for future years to come, and Larry take it from there.
Absolutely. That's the important piece, right? Her doing well in New York City helps anybody who runs for governor, me or anyone else. Because if she makes impact in New York City, those votes will probably carry over to our gubernatorial candidate in 2022, right? And as you know, when I ran in 2018, I didn't do very well in the city, right? I didn't do very well. I did the best in Western New York. That's what I did the best in. I didn't do that great in New York City. So Stacey can help make that happen. So yes, supporting her is true. But when it comes to in getting me to run, it really depends on how things look in July. You know, what are people thinking? Do I have support? Are people donating? Are people behind me? Do I think I can make an impact? It's not that I want or don't want to run. That really isn't it, tell you the truth. I want to make impact, as we keep talking about. Do I want to run again and get another 2%? No, that's not really worth it to me. It's not more impact. Do I want to run and get 10%, 20%, 30%, or win the thing? Yes. If I think any of those are viable, I'm going. I absolutely want to make impact so that regardless of outcome, obviously I would try to win, but regardless of impact, that of the victory or not, I'd make impact so to where, like I just said, what I want Stacey to be doing next year, I'd want me to be doing in 2023. And now we'd have two of us in the state talking about libertarian ideals, concepts, how to fix this state. And now all of a sudden, now we got two names out there and people start going, man, this might be real.
Exactly.
This might be real.
If we put in the effort now, we're going to get the return of the Jedi. So
Absolutely.
we're going to put in that effort now, and it's a lot easier because it's just the city. It's not the entire state as well.
Yep.
So let's focus on the city. Let's mobilize. Very simple. You donate those $2 or $3 one time or two times. I don't think $6 is going to kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the homeless who hang out on the exit of Webster in the Bronx, them motherfuckers is making $200 or $300 a day easy. And
yes.
along with that, again, utilize the technology. Let's get the algorithm going. Takashi69 is from Brooklyn. How did he become a global sensation in a matter of weeks? People reposting his shit, hashtagging his shit, opening up the doors for the entire planet to see what happens when you have people from Europe and all that sending Stacey $5. Come on. We have to look at this in a positive manner and apply all the good outcomes to it. Realize that it's going to take effort, but be willing to put in the effort.
I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100%. We got to keep moving forward, and we got to keep trying to keep thinking about, talking about, and just making this happen. We can. It's possible. It's hard, yes, but hard does not mean impossible. It means hard. Mm-hmm. And anything that's valuable is hard.
Since you brought that up real quick, I want everybody right now watching to think about all the times in your lives when y'all thought, oh, this shit is hard, but I need to get it done, and you got it done. And look at you here now watching us talk about this and telling you to reflect on the obstacles you overcame in life. People, This is very doable, and we're not even asking for, full-blown out here march, fight the power, shit like that. Utilize the technology. You could do it while you're at work. You could do it while you're in the comfort of your own home. You could do it while you walk into the bodega. Anywhere. Talk to your barbers. Talk to your neighbors. Repost. Go to Stacey's Instagram. Stacey Prussman. Here on Instagram. The way you spell her name, her last name, because Stacey, it's pretty simple. But for those who don't know, Stacey. Then her last name is put together into one word. Prussman. Just repost her stuff. Look, she's a brilliant, young, intelligent, attractive lady who wants to help restore the constitutional republic. We got her in. That's the alley-oop from fucking Steve Francis to Yao Ming, Larry Sharpe for the dunk. Boom. Done. Let's make it happen.
I
And
like it.
again, you donate $2 or $3 just one time. The thousands of us, we can make impact. And for those watching outside of New York, we know y'all can't vote here, but donate as well. That's gonna help a lot. And if we could get it done here, imagine how constitutional the rest of the United States is gonna be. And again, remember, I'm an urban motherfucker who wants to walk around with my AR-15 that the color scheme matches what I'm wearing in the moment. I know it's not gonna happen overnight. Some of y'all have states where you could easily open carry. We want to get there, but help us take the beginning steps to get there. That's
So
all we're at.
let me make sure that I'm not just talking trash. I've already donated to her. I put my money where my mouth is.
Me too.
I've already donated. So I'm not asking anybody watching to do something that I haven't done myself. I've already donated to her. So you can donate too if you want to. That's all. Just making sure you know. I'm not just sitting there going, you should donate. Well, I don't. I've donated already.
Look how simple it is, people.
There it is.
Two George Washingtons. Can you imagine if two George Washingtons existed instead of one? Oh my God!
There we go.
You know?
There we go.
Give us
So-
two George Washingtons for Stacey, and we take it from there. All right. So we had another question here.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This one's pretty funny, but I'll throw it in. Would Larry consider interviewing Kevin Samuels as an example of pioneering black entrepreneurship? You familiar with Kevin Samuels, Larry?
I don't think so. Who's Kevin Samuels?
Oh, man. All right. So you see how from time to time, I call out women on their biased behavior.
Mhm.
Kevin Samuels calls women out on their biased behavior times 20. But he's just like you, a very well-educated, composed, logical, well-dressed, intelligent man who makes zero excuses, looks for solutions, has overcame a lot of obstacles in his life, just like you.
Oh, wait a minute. I do know him.
That
Okay.
would be an
Yeah.
epic collab.
All right. Yeah, sure. Bring him on. Let's do it. I'm in.
Everybody, when this is done, you gotta go to Kevin Samuels' Instagram and let him know. Do a collab with Larry Sharpe and tag Larry, but we got to do it in mass. It takes numbers, all right? That's how we get people's attention. Again, utilize the technology that we have now. Back in 1776, they had the messenger who will go with the message in the ribbon tied up, run from one side of wherever the fuck they was at to the other side, open the shit, risk getting shot, because they would clap the messenger, which is unfortunate. Now you don't have to worry about getting clapped or anything, and you could do it from your own house. You don't even got to step out. Like I said, I was paying parking tickets the other day right here in my crib. I didn't have to drive all the way downtown and all that. So let's utilize the technology that we have. It's that simple, people. Very, very simple.
I agree.
Let me see. I think we had another question here. What's this? I am officially #1 on the ballot for NYC comptroller. Can you help me mold my platform? Shout out Dion Powell, by the way. Dion has
course.
helped a lot.
Absolutely. Dion, I've been trying to get you on my show forever. You don't want to come on.
Ooh, what's going on there, Dion?
Man,
Don't make us
this is
come
my show.
looking for you.
Happy to. 100%. Dion, you know I'm behind you. Absolutely. Yes.
Liddy, we a team. And for those out here talking about New York is full of sheep, a lot of our Democrats are leaning libertarian. And Dion's a Democrat libertarian, like well established, So before coming with the negativity, analyze the terrain in real time, in modern day, see where the progress has gone. And you'll see, wait a minute, the news is over exaggerating things. And there's actually a lot more success than there is failure. All we're missing now is to get people elected into these higher positions. And one more time, in New York City, register to vote. If you don't know how to, Google it. How do I register to vote in New York City? Or hit me up. I'll send you the link. And along with that, donate 2 George Washingtons to Stacey. I wonder if she's here watching tonight or not. Stacey, if you are in here, if you could drop a comment letting People know exactly where to donate to you at. Um, so either way, I'll be posting it as time goes on, but if we could get it done tonight as well,
Sure.
why not? Um, all right, Larry. So the next topic right here that we're gonna touch on, and I'm a flip from yeah, because we pretty much touched on these like within there. We blanketed it.
Good.
It all
Good.
corresponded. All
You're
right.
keeping me up late. I'm an old man. You can't do that to me.
The fear, the indoctrinated fear of firearms within New
Yeah.
York City. My solution to that is, and again, for anybody out here on some heavy and narco stuff, I want to walk around with a full auto rifle that the color scheme matches the clothes I am wearing that day. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. My immediate step to take would be number one, restoring firearm safety courses back in the school. That's also going to create jobs. I could become a firearm safety instructor for the Board of Education, and they send me to different schools to educate my particular class, present my particular curriculum. Number two, we get all the press to spin the news again and again. Your Second Amendment right is being restored gradually within the city. And these are the steps we're going to take. Like that, we have responsible firearm ownership, because just like a vehicle, it is a weapon, but it's all about, shout out Gabby Franco, it's all about the intent of the individual behind it. If we create the city to be this happy place where everybody's making money, enjoying themselves, able to travel, there's not really going to be a reason to shoot each other. I'm even seeing it now. I'm talking to a lot of guys in the streets that they don't even go and beef with each other anymore. They're too busy shopping on their phones. They're too busy watching a movie on their phones. They're too busy hitting up girls to chill with on their phones. We can make it happen. It's going to take steps, but we can make it happen.
I
Larry,
think
how else would you add to that?
I like where you're going with it. The issue we have here is there is really an anti-gun culture in New York City. I remember, I was at an event in Oklahoma, and it was at someone's house. And for those of you who don't know, Oklahoma gun laws are much looser than they are in New York City, much looser. A lot of people open carry. A lot of people have, having a permit's easy. And they're all libertarians. It was a libertarian event at
Oh,
someone's
shout
house.
out.
And
Libertarian.
probably there's 20 people in the home, something like that. At least half of them were carrying. I mean, I'm guessing, maybe more. And some open, you could see. So someone takes a picture of me talking in there, and you can see several people are carrying firearms. And my wife sees the picture, and she goes, "Oh my God, are those guns?" I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Weren't you afraid?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm in the safest place in the area. I can't be safer. If someone's gonna come in and try to rob us, that guy's gonna have a bad night. He's gonna wish he picked a different one. I'm the safest place I could possibly be. There's no way I could be safer. There's like 20 people there. At least 8 are carrying. At least probably 10 are carrying. I'm real safe. I basically have bodyguards. I don't know how I could be safer." So, but that's a common thing. Seeing the gun is what made her shocked. She was shocked seeing it. And a lot of people think that when they see the gun itself is evil. The gun itself is worry. It makes them worry. We have to have more New York City people move towards apathy. Number one, just not caring. Just, all right, man, you do you. I'm scared of the gun. Okay, but you do you. And I think that's one of the biggest steps. I know some people will never want to carry a firearm, and I'm okay with that. Just don't stop someone who wants to. That's all.
Exactly. I
Right?
don't smoke cigarettes. If somebody wants to smoke cigarettes, go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm not stopping you from smoking. Don't force me to smoke, and we're good.
And
Right? So
smoking cigarettes is more dangerous than firearms.
without question, it is 100%. So that's step one. But it's another step two on top of that. We have to make it to where we look at the firearm not only as a weapon, but also as an equalizer.
Love it.
And I want you to look at what's happened recently. Recently, with the Asian aggression they've had recently here, Asian American aggression in New York City. What kind of people do they bother? Always the same. Senior citizens. Always. They're not going after some big strapped Asian guy. No, they're going after the 65-year-old woman, the 75-year-old man. That's who they're going after. And when they weren't beating up Asians, they were beating up black people in the hood or Hispanic people in the hood. And who were they picking? They weren't picking the strapping young 32-year-old guy with the six-pack abs. They were picking the 65-year-old man or the 70-year-old woman. Or sometimes they were picking a young lady with 2 kids who they know she can't do nothing because she got 2 kids in her arms. She can't do anything. They pick her. So, Larry, you tell me arm the old people? I'm not. I'm saying make it easy for them to be armed if they want to. Because it doesn't take every elderly person in the hood to scare everybody. It takes only one.
And it's funny because just to add,
one.
exactly, just to add to that real quick, one of our boys a few months ago, he got really drunk and he started venting about some misery that he faced within his life. And then he said, you know what I love about the libertarians, that y'all advocate for the Second Amendment? Because when he was a Smurf, his mother was walking with him hand in hand, and some asshole came behind her and snatched her purse in the other hand. And she was scared to let her son go to chase after him. And that moment right there, she's a Salvadorian woman that they have a fear of firearms due to the misfortune of the gang that they face, which is MS-13. That moment right there made her pro-Second Amendment because she said it. She was like, yo hubiera tenido una pistola, le disparo en el culo. Basically in Spanish, if I would have had a gun on me, I'd have shot him in the ass as he ran off. You know? So instances like that, we don't want nobody to face that type of trauma. Imagine you're there with your mom, the woman that you hold to the holiest pedestal ever, especially when you're a young boy. You know, and you just witness her getting robbed and you're not big enough to do anything about it. Now, if your mom got the toolie on her, and especially if it's not in her purse, which I heavily advise women hip carry instead of purse carry, bang. Hey, look, son, this asshole tried to rob me. Problem solved.
That's true. Yes, I'm exactly. But here's the best part. These guys who are doing this, they're not trying to, beat up a specific person. They're trying to take advantage of whoever they can. They're going for soft targets. And if all of a sudden that woman turns around and puts a bullet in him, the next guy goes, do I want to do that? I'm not sure, because what if she's packing too? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe, because right now you said exactly what I was talking about. A woman with kids is an easy target. She's going to protect her kids. She's going to let everything else go and protect her kids. That's what she's going to do. And they know it. That's why they attack her, because they know that's what she'll do. But she draws down. Now all of a sudden she's not so soft anymore. Exactly. Just let one old man, gray-haired old man, draw down and put a bullet in the thug. One time. That'll make the news.
Yep. That's why I wanted to provide that real life example, because when people get drunk, they tend to get emotional. My boy was crying. And it was just like, damn, because I'm anti-feelings, but I'm very considerate and empathetic towards other people's feelings, because I understand logically where it's coming from, along with understanding the emotions as well. That's a miserable memory to carry for the rest of your life. And it corresponds, respectfully, just bringing this up as an example. You growing up with your father, and then when your father passed, you always refer back to like, I wish I would have had more time with him, and to get more ice cream together and things like that. And before anybody comes with some dumb shit, no, I hate ice cream. Okay, I love Larry, but Larry could like ice cream. I don't like ice cream. Because people, you like ice cream, motherfucker.
Yes, whatever. Yeah, but you're right. Look, everybody who wants to spend time with someone they love, you do things with people you love because you want to be with them. I remember when I was a kid, we'd hang out together in someone's house just because and do whatever they wanted to do because I wanted to hang out with them. I didn't care what we were doing. Whatever. We're playing cards. Okay, we're playing cards. Not because I like or don't like playing cards, because that's how we hang out. I don't care what we're doing. We're watching a boxing match. We'll watch a boxing. Okay, fine. We're watching a baseball game. Fine. We're watching the Yankees. Whatever. Right? Whatever it is. And that's what I would have done. And that's what we have to do more of. That's the happiness piece that I bring up. I talk about happiness all the time. And I do it because what makes you happy and what makes me happy and what makes him happy, what makes her happy could all be different. And that's fine. But we have to be able to pursue happiness.
Yep.
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's what our divorce
Natural
papers in
rights.
the UK.
Thomas Paine, 1776. Gang.
We have to be able to do that. And whether that's with our father figures, our friends, or our mother or our father, whoever it is, doesn't matter. We need to be able to do that.
It's funny because there was a rapper who's a gang member who was recently on an Instagram live, and somebody made a joke in the comments section saying, oh, you out here robbing people. That's how you got all that jewelry. And he was like, I'm making money now. I don't have any reason to be out here robbing people. When you are able to get people to generate income, they have way less of a reason to be out here conducting foul acts in order to generate income, you know? And like
Absolutely.
I said, we create the jobs via, you know, school firearm safety instructors, the cannabis industry. Right now we're at 3 ounces. We got Stacey and Larry elected. We're gonna have farms, you know.
Did you happen to see the special on Biggie Smalls on Notorious
I have not
B.I.G.?
seen it yet. No.
No worries. There's a part in it where one of his friends is like, look, we got to make this work. He's like, I'm out here robbing people.
Oh, the one that takes the fall for Biggie, right?
Yeah, he's like,
I know that story. Yeah, that was, yeah.
So he's like, we got to make this work. I don't want to be robbing people. And so that's exactly to your point. If he could start making money, he's not going to be doing that. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be making money in a regular way. Of course he does. Everybody would rather make money a regular way. We all want to be happy. And we want to make money not because we all want to be rich. Some people want to be rich. But not everybody wants to be rich. What we all want is to be able to do the things that make us happy. And that very often takes money. So even if you don't want to be rich, and some people do and some people don't, you still want to do the things that make you happy. And they usually cost money.
Yep, exactly. And just to add a funnier piece to it as well, I'm going to keep this as anonymous as possible, but these two guys were supposed to fight not that long ago, right? It was going to be a street fight. They ended up not fighting because one guy was doing Forex, so he was utilizing the technology he had to generate income. He didn't want to miss his transaction. So like, damn, I can't even go fight this motherfucker right now. The other guy got a surprise phone call from a girl he was trying to bag for a minute, telling him she wanted to chill. Boom, look at that. The advancement of technology, providing people easier access for a happier outcome, and we avoid the bullshit.
One guy wants to make money, one guy wants to hook up. They both wanted something different, and they both got it, and they stopped fighting. Yes, this is exactly how life works. Happy people don't want to hurt others. Happy people don't want to hurt themselves. So they usually don't. If we make people happy, we will have a better society. That's what we're trying to achieve.
You on the block laughing about that shit like a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Absolutely.
Which will tie into our last point of the evening. We have amazing candidates, amazing leadership, the amazing Larry Sharpe.
Thank you.
The Libertarian Party, by default, is the best party for urban United States. I'm going to start this one off, and then you could slam dunk finish it, Larry. Plain and simple. Guys in the hood all the time, yo, I got freedom of speech. I say whatever the fuck I want. Yo, I want to carry the strap on me in case anybody gets stupid. Bang. You know, I want to smoke my weed. I don't give a fuck. Guess what? We're the party providing that to you. The ladies who do OnlyFans and sex work, you know, and I call women out on their bullshit, bad behavior. You want to do OnlyFans? Go ahead. That's perfectly fine. Just maintain a humble, polite attitude. Guess what? We're the only party willing to fully embrace and accept you for who you are and what you choose to do, as long as you're being polite to others and, you know, not taking anybody's stuff or shit like that. No type of misconduct being carried out upon an outside entity. Democrats want to tax the living shit out of you, and Republicans want you arrested or in a church for 24 hours having you repent and shit. When even biblically it says, don't judge others, accept them for who they are, try to understand them, try to find common ground, and if you can't, distance yourself from them, leave that between them and God. We're the only party that is living that dialogue that is biblical scripture. Larry, take it from there.
I am with you. You have to understand that there is a difference in people who live urban, rural, suburban. There's a difference in lifestyle, in desire, in communication, all those things. But in the urban world, if you don't have a libertarian or a liberty-leaning environment, you are, going to have an authoritarian environment. There's no middle ground because we are from all different places. Our diversity is all squeezed into one area. So we beg for a referee, someone to tell us what the rules are. And who is that? Government. And government gets bigger and controls more, and then now begins to push us down. It tries to force us not to be treated equally. Nope. It tries to force us to actually be equal. And that's impossible. We're not the same. We should be treated equally under the eyes of the law. Absolutely. We should be treated equally in the human resources department of our companies and our jobs. Absolutely. But we are not all the same. We don't all want the same things. We don't all want at the same time. We want different things that make us happy. Government is going to force us all into boxes. It's not going to work. But if you say to yourself, I want to be able to be in my city, and I'm in my city because I want to hustle. I want to be able to do my Uber Eats. I want to be able to go take my job. I want to be able to do OnlyFans. I want to be able to sell weed. I want to be able to do the things that make me happy and hang out with my friends and my family and have fun. The only party that says, yeah, go ahead, Libertarian Party.
Yep.
There's no other party that says that. Every other party goes, no, you must either do it the way we tell you to do it and we control it and we regulate it, Democrats, or you better not do it or I'm putting your ass in jail, Republicans. That's the only other option you have.
The definition of insanity is continuing the same type of attempts with the same method and expecting different results. We cannot keep voting for this duopoly. Now, respectfully, we have great guys running in the Democrat and Republican lines who are aligned with libertarian policies. Those guys, yes, we could vote for, we vouch for, I advocate for them. Shit, you know, shout out Dion Powell, you know? But that's where the vetting has to come in as well. It can't just be default, yo, vote Democrat, vote Republican. Nah, B. We have more options. Just exercise these other options. If you got one girl with big titties, you got another girl with a fat ass, and then you have another girl with big titties, fat ass, long hair, smells good, and has her own money, go for her. Simple. We're the party offering you the best female possible. Go for her. Try. What have you got to lose? Voting don't cost you nothing. And all we're asking for, donation-wise, $1 to $2. Give us 2 George Washingtons one time. And this is beyond New York. This is on the national level. You know, there's a lot of people that donate $20, $30. Break that down. You could donate $5 to Stacey. You could donate $5 to that sex worker upstate. I forgot her name.
Case the Koch.
Yeah, her. Shout out to her, by the way. She definitely gets You could donate $5 to Kim Ruff. Shout out Kim Ruff. There's a governor, libertarian in New Jersey, Greg
Mealy. Mealy.
Yes, you could donate $5 to him. If you want to donate them.
It's sad that I know these people, isn't it? It's sad I can name them all. It's terrible.
There you go. But that's good because we got to start somewhere. So being that you're able to share the names is easy. And then eventually we'll get to the point that we don't know who the fuck is who. You know? One thing.
But I want to be clear on this piece you brought up. It's a great way you're thinking about this. Remember, most libertarian candidates, not all, but most, Stacey, I know for sure, you can make it either a weekly or a monthly donation on your credit card. You can. So if you say to yourself, look, I love Stacey, but I don't have that much cash. let's say you decide you can do $5 a month. I don't know what you could do, but sake of argument, you do $5 a month. Then
What
go
up?
on, click $5, do it monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
That's
Monthly
it.
$5. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And November it's over, so it's only about 6 or 7 months you're gonna be doing it for, and it's done. So you want to give them $40 or whatever that number is when you add it all up. That's
There you
all.
go. That's all. Exactly. That's what we do. We're trying to simplify it for everybody. Like that. Once things are simplified or, quote unquote, dumbed down and shit like that, and people get it to click in their head, is a takeoff from there. And I'm truly confident we got this right now. I've never seen the streets more enthusiastic than this particular time period into voting, because people realize with the Ronies, wait a minute, we can't depend on government to take care of us. We did get way too comfortable. Now we can't move around like we want to. Some of these jobs are trying to force vaccinate people. There's a lot of questionable shit going on. And it's just like, how did we get here? By the elected officials holding current positions, choosing to enforce tyranny on you rather than respect your constitutional rights. And quick history lesson, people, back during the start of this nation, there was some type of illness going around. Larry, if you could inform me on that. I don't remember the name of the particular illness. Was it like the plague or polio or the shit with the blankets? Some shit like that.
Smallpox?
I think smallpox it was, yeah.
Mhm.
It was some type of shit, because it's even in Assassin's Creed 3, you're helping George Washington, and there's an illness that going around. These people did not let up, and it was only 3% that took real action back then. These
Mhm.
people did not let up. Now with the advancement of technology, we don't have the messenger riding around on a horse, that he might be risking his life and not be able to bring back another message. Now, what do we have? Again, the technological devices in the palm of our hands to make things happen a lot quicker. Very
Mhm.
simple. What we got to do is make Stacey's hashtags go viral. You could be in Arizona and
Yeah.
repost something from Stacey Prussman and hashtag New York, New York City, Manhattan, the Bronx, etc. You know, and then along with that, respectfully and truly appreciative, you could donate to George Washington's bare minimum. Just trying to give you the easiest way to contribute like that. You're able to sleep better at night knowing you help somehow, regardless of distance. I see it all the time. People donate to Kevin Samuels from fucking South Korea and shit.
Mhm.
And it's like, yo, imagine if we could get this type of donative energy to our candidates. Boom, we'll take over. And it's very doable. Right now, not to brag or blow smoke up my behind or anything, but I'm dealing with the most dangerous demographic. If I'm this enthused about it, you guys should be too. And for all of you watching this evening, let your friends know, let your people on Instagram know. Please just repost 1 or 2 times. Go to Stacey's Instagram, Stacey Prussman here on Instagram. There's a particular flyer that has her policies there. If it's missing anything, just add it on. She's pro Second Amendment, pro further decriminalization of marijuana, pro reform of the Board of Education. A lot of constitutional and transparent things that need to be executed upon. How do we get it there? By putting the right chef in the
Yeah.
kitchen to get it done.
I agree. I think we're good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad. This is good. This was a good show. I love it.
Yeah, Liddy. Yo, Larry, thanks for taking the time this evening,
Of
and we're
course.
truly hoping to make as much impact as possible, because if anybody else wants to run for governor, respectfully, I want to say hold on to that for now. Let's put the support behind Larry for round 2. Remember, Rocky came back and whooped ass. Return of the
Not
Jedi
enough.
occurred after the Empire struck back. We found a new hope with you. The
I
Empire,
like it.
Cuomo and them struck back. Now we got to return the Jedi. You feel me? Nobody has as much name recognition, notoriety, and respect. Bronx Tale.
I
Respect.
am I'm a gray Jedi of the highest order.
Exactly. So right now you are the best candidate. In business, we look for the best business decisions to make. And right now, this is the best business decision to make. So again, people, number one, repost Stacey's stuff. If you could donate, yo, $2 a month, that's a soda or a bottle of water. You can miss that one time. Utilize the hashtags. Again, we have this at our disposal. I got guys hitting me up from Europe talking to me and asking me about shit and all that. So imagine how much quicker we can make it happen here. You know, please do not shy away from this. Remember, we could get it done in New York. It's only going to be better in your states for those who aren't from New York. And for those, if we get it done here in New York, look at all the jobs we're going to create. Look at all of the things we're going to decriminalize so that we're not constantly getting our dicks grabbed by the fucking blue coats, and how much happier we're going to be, you know? Larry, if you got anything in closing before we wrap up, go ahead.
Check me out on the Sharpe Way. That's it.
Yeah, check out the Sharpe Way on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps a lot as well.
Absolutely. That's all I got. I'm good.
All right, so everybody know this has been Instagram Live from the Fix for New York podcast. I am one half of the show, your boy Cash First. You can hit me up here till I get my personal Instagram back. Again, my co-host Z-Doc could not be here with us this evening, but he was here with us in spirit. And we had the great, the magnificent Larry Sharpe in the building with us here this evening. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Remember, like, repost, utilize the hashtags, tag people in things, and if you could donate at least $2 one time, that helps a lot more than you could ever imagine. Y'all all have a great evening. Take care. God bless. Till next time.